Good. Good, Sika. It's not live 1 hour earlier. The time just went back where you live. What's good, Philip? What you trading today? Same thing as every day, bro. Same thing as every day. What about gold? I trade Nasdaq. Gold is pretty bearish right now. Gold's pretty bearish. 4022 looks like a strong drop. Why are you early? I'm not early. The time just went back where you live. You guys, make sure you guys set your charts to New York local time. All right? It's not just based off where you live, you know? You guys don't know about time zones and shit? Yeah, I know, man. What is this? Yeah, nice S&T there with London. London gave a really nice move, I'll be honest. London protraction model. Very clean. All right, let's go with the pre-market plan. Yeah, I mean, this PA is not going to be easy. I'll be honest. I'm not 1 hour early. Your time just went back 1 hour. That's it. So this is your pre-market sell side. What is the big gap? That's your new week opening gap. The big gap is your new week opening gap. I'm going to be looking for longs on NASDAQ today. But it's possible we move lower, and there's not much I can do about it. But I'll be looking for longs only. Well, let me not say only, but all right. This is the game plan going into market open. So let's take a picture of this. Label that pre-market plan, October 2027. Okay. So that's the game plan going into the day. We don't want to fight the bullish order flow. This could be a breakaway gap. Eventually, price could come here, but it's unlikely. Well, it's not unlikely, but we don't want to. We don't want to be trying to pick a top, right? In a bull market, you do not want to try to pick a top. What you want to do is pick a low, right? That's what we can do. We can most likely pick a high probability low. And I like this low right here because there's a fair value gap right here as well. Probably should have included that in the analysis, but if we zoom out, yeah, you'll see there's an hourly. Is there a 4 hour in there? Yeah, 4 hours forming, so we'll have to give it some chance. But yeah, longs from the pre-market sell side would be nice. I think the 50-minute fair value gap is probably the cleanest. There's also the order block in here. So we'll let this do its thing. I like that we left equal highs. I'm hoping to honestly finish my trading in the first 20 minutes. Today is safety protocol. So what time is it in New York? It's 9:22. Like my shorts with all-time hard trends kind of risky. It is risky, yeah. Where are Asia and London highs and lows? Guys, make your chart go off of New York local time. Don't set your chart to London time or freaking Lagos or Sao Paulo. Make it New York time. You will solve all the issues with daylight savings if you just change your chart to New York local time. Asia is from 20 o'clock to 00, while London is from 2 a.m. to 5 a.m. New York time, always. If New York has daylight savings, we all have to adjust. Okay? We all adjust. If you have daylight savings, nobody else cares. No one is changing the session times because London starts an hour earlier. Just remember that. It's based off of New York local time. Yes, UTC -4. But just set it to New York to make it real simple. Yeah, we'll mark out org, although it's probably going to be a breakaway as well. Isn't it in an hour or something? Does H4 normally start at 10 on my trading? Do starts at 9 on indices? That's correct? No, that's incorrect. Starts at 10. UTC -1. No, it's UTC -4. New York. It says it right there. New York. Just set it to New York, and all the time-related issues with time zones and stuff, it all gets fixed. That's it. No more time issues. What options broker do you use? I don't trade options, but I use interactive brokers for stocks. Could you say the session times again? I'm gonna show you right now. Asia is from 20 to 00. Okay, 20 to 00. London is from 2 to 5. All right, we're gonna market open in 5 minutes. Please don't take out the. I'm hoping we don't take out the buy side. That would suck. Indicator is good, yeah. I like it. I like it. You still go live on YouTube? Yep, we're live on YouTube. You're right. We did not touch midnight. Get the accounts open in here. So today's safety protocol, meaning. Also, wait. Can TikTok chat still see me or no? Can you guys on TikTok still see me? New York Open is still the same time? Yeah, I didn't think so. New York Open is still the same time. Always base your chart off New York local time. It's always going to be the same time. As long as you set this to UTC -4, it's never going to change. Whatever it says is what it is. That's the easiest way to go about it. All right. Got market open in 2.5 minutes. When I connect fund and trade video account with TradingView, I don't get the drag up. Nope. No, it's not. There's nothing you can do about that. That's for any trader bait. I trade the daily PO3 in New York session. The times have not changed. For anyone that, guys, I'm only going to say it one more time. Just set your chart to New York local time, and all the issues that you would ever have related to time are solved. Okay? Don't trade in some random time zone because you're not going to know what time it is in New York. And that's what we're basing it off of if you trade ICT. So just set your chart to New York local time and you will never have the issue. Yeah, if you trade with TradeAway, you won't be able to see the SLTP thing unless you use AlphaTix or Project X. What are you trading? We're trading NASDAQ. Right. Market open in 30 seconds. Let's go to regular trading hours here. Mark out an org. See what we're working with. Damn. That shit is fat. I ain't gonna lie. All right. 20 seconds, we'll have an org. Somewhere right here. All right, there's your opening range gap. Very large, but it's there. I doubt we're going to get 0.25. Market opens, immediately takes out all-time highs. We do have an S&T there. So we take out the buy side there. Let me make this a really simple. All right. We still have sell side open here. We left equal lows. Okay, we're getting a lot of speed higher. Nothing we can do here. We just have to be patient. If it's just gonna go, it's gonna go. ES might want to take out the highs as well. It's a little bit behind, so we might trade into that. How much higher can we go? 25.9 would be our next major level. Not early. The market just opened. All right. So we failure to close above the buy side. Doesn't mean we're gonna go lower, but something to note. They're really large imbalance here. I wouldn't use that as first presentation, but it doesn't matter. You should probably have this annotated on your chart or at least study. All right. If you're a turtle soup trader, this could be your type of style. Yeah, I can pin a comment. If you want to write one out, I would do it. I'm not entering shorts. Good, Luca. Probably gonna be sloppy in here for a bit. It's fine. So when you're trading on Monday with no news, especially with a large new week opening gap like that, I'll be honest. The best thing you can do is probably just not trade. But if you are gonna trade or look for a trade, you want to really, really focus on a time where the market is likely to expand. So look at 9:30 volatility, which in this case we already kind of missed out on, right? Look at the macros. You don't want to be just entering whenever because you'll get chopped up. You'll definitely get chopped up. We took out buy side. We're working inside this fair value gap now. Your market already opened. Oh, I might lose my mind. These Europeans, bro. You guys acting like the New York Stock Exchange is in London or something, man. The markets operate on New York time. It doesn't care what time it is for you in Europe. You guys are acting like the stock market and Wall Street is in London. It's not. It's in New York. Always go off of New York time. How old are you? I'm 22, brother. Clock change in Europe. Yeah, I understand. The clock changed in Europe. So look at ES. In ES, it's really choppy. Okay, there's sell side. If you're a turtle soup trader, like I said, your entry is probably somewhere in there. Pretty strong move towards sell side. So remember we talked about this gap. See how far it's pressing through? Means it's probably not going to hold. So London lows is where my eyes draw to. If we get a protraction model to London lows, I wouldn't mind taking that, although I don't think we will, because it looks like it's already gone. ES touches midnight open there. Like, at least ES will take London lows, I would say. Maybe not NASDAQ, but ES most likely will. ES trades into new week opening gap. So buy side and sell side. ES is trading at midnight open. Very close to London lows. We're going to have to wait for London lows on ES. Because if we're going to pull this far lower, I'd want to see sell side, you know. All right, ES is almost at London lows. That's a key trigger. We're also at midnight at ES. Um, I really, I'm asking myself a question. Do I need ES to take London lows? Probably. Do I think we're gonna go higher? I wouldn't fade it. So if my model forms long from discount at a key time, yeah, I think it will go higher at that specific time. I wouldn't fade longs. I don't care how aggressive it breaks. If it wants to sell off all the way to new week opening gap, it can sell off to new week opening gap. That's fine. I'll trade longs tomorrow or the day after that. But I won't be the person saying, "Yep, this is the top and we're going to keep going down." You don't want to be that guy. Well, you can be that guy. I won't be that guy. I'm not trying to pick a top in a bull market. And as simple as that. S&P might be offering a short here to London lows off first presentation. Again, not something I'm interested in. Trading into the fair value gap here. You know what? Let's I take this instead. We don't have to change a thing. The world just the way you are. I would use this as first presented because both indices have it. In fact, I'll even label it as first presented. Probably we make a new high here. Probably we do. I'd enter already? Enter, bro. What do you mean you would? Did you? Or did you not? And I'm not late for anything. There's no model in here for me. Model's not here. We could argue to double perch classic, but I don't trade turtle soup, and there's not enough risk reward to take this protraction or classic, so we have to wait. Get a rose for that joke. Thanks, bro. We take out that low, and we respect that fair value gap we were talking about. This could set the stage for higher pricing. Um, there's just not enough. I'm gonna be honest. I mean, no long setup is gonna have enough risk to reward, to be honest. So even if we were to get in something, like we would just have to look. This is not an A plus trade, so safety protocol A plus only. We trade into this fair value gap. See what we might be able to do. This would have to be a tape read, but whatever low we put in here, if we make a higher high, like we can tape read something like this. Aim for 1.5, something like that. Like, but unless you got the soup, you're not getting anything more than like 2R, like max, max, something like this. You don't have to change a thing. This is a tape read trade. We're just gonna have to wait. I mean, I think the best thing that we could potentially trade, we're gonna have to resoup the low here, and that's really the only way. That's really the only way. Is if we can retake out the low inside the macro and then go long. We're gonna make high day at 10 a.m. I want to see a lower low here. Like this, I'm not gonna say A plus, but good. Small bearish for value gap in there. Let's remove those annotations. Keep it simple in here. This is your first presentation. Now we're working inside this. You don't have to change a thing in the world. Longer, the short, nothing right now. Nothing. Neutral. Zero. Nada. Patience. We just wait and see if ES wants to take out London lows. And maybe NASDAQ this low. Don't let the 1 minute chart fool you. I know it's choppy, yeah. It's been choppy this whole time. Every fair value gap's just getting run through. No point in annotating any of them except this one. And we'll just let this thing do its thing. No, I don't trade support and resistance. Definitely not that. Classic VVV. Classic VVV, man. Yeah, exactly. How's your laser eye surgery? Everything went well, brother. Thank you for asking. So we're gonna have to wait for 10 a.m. and I'll tell you why 10 a.m. 10 a.m. is gonna put in the 4 hour. Oh, that's sloppy actually. I'm just gonna have to watch this. This is first presentation. That's why I haven't annotated. It says Nasdaq on the 1 minute chart. Yes. This is brutal. Just gotta be patient. Don't force anything. 2L shorting Nas, closing charts. I'm gonna be honest with you, brother. From the bottom of my heart, I think those trades were very highly forced. Unless you trade, I don't know, maybe support and resistance, or concepts. I don't know. If you trade ICT and you took two shorts, brother, very, very, very low probability. Very low probability trades. Let's go, Johnny. Appreciate you. First presentation, I'll show you. Go to regular trading hours. It's the first fair value gap there. That's all it is. If you're gonna short all-time highs, it's not about what forms. It's about the narrative. Like there has to be an actual reason that the market would just all of a sudden move lower from all-time highs. Because think about it. Literally, all-time high is as bullish as you can get. You literally quite cannot possibly be more bullish than the time we're at all-time highs. It doesn't get more bullish than that. Like at all. Literally. It's the most bullish we've ever been, actually. So if you're gonna short it, but you better be damn sure that this market has a very good chance of moving lower. Like people will be like, I'm bearish today. What do you mean you're bearish? This is the most bullish we've ever been. Our entire lifetime. This is the highest, you know? Options call and let it run for a day or two. It depends when you got in. Depends when you got in. We just hop on gold charts, bro, because this shit is not tradable. And gold is reaching our TP as well. Some weird shit. Euro futures, man. Whatever pays the bills, right? Whatever pays the bills. Euro futures? What are we working with here? I don't know. Looks like London lows are in play. Or just a London low day. What's the higher time frame looking like? Yo, this is a daily reversal, bro. I've seen this. You gotta take this on the 15-minute chart, though. We can tape read this. Not even a bad trade. All right, back to Nasdaq. That was fun for 3 seconds. So you can see that overlapping back and forth price action. Just wait till 10. When you have a large move overnight, we've already talked about this many, many times. If you have a large move overnight, you pretty much want to skip the first 30 minutes. You can argue. You want to look for something inside the macro. Sure. Yeah, 3-minute chart looks awful. That's actually funny. They all look awful. We're waiting for, sell side to get taken. You don't have to change a thing, the world will change. Also, they get taken for a short. I would want to see something more like this. And the only reason this could be very high probability is because ES hasn't taken out the highs yet. So if ES wants to do that, then we could get involved with something. Timing of this is starting to look good. I'd want to see higher after we take the lows. High resistance? It's not even high resistance. This is just consolidation, my brother. This is no resistance. This is just sideways. You gotta wait out the first 30 minutes. Let it do its thing. You don't have to change a thing. Just wait. Waiting for the buy side to get taken. Yeah, it's not a bad thing to wait for. What's up, brother? What's good, bro? The ultimate underwear pattern. Yo, why do you say this every single day in my chat? You think I haven't noticed you? I notice you. Every day you come in here some shit about underwears and shit. It's weird, man. I don't like it. You don't have to change a thing. Did you watch One Frame season 3? I don't know what that is. Yeah, I'm gonna trade live if my model forms. We're waiting for 10 a.m. right now. Sorry, you can't stop singing the song. I'm a singer, bro. I ain't gonna lie. When the song gets stuck in my head. All right. So we've inversed first presentation for about the 15th time. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So the 7th inversion, that's the one that you want to use. This time, it's going to go up, guys. This time. This time. Don't worry about the other ones that failed. Six. Yeah. You guys are funny as fuck, bro. You guys are the funniest people I've ever met in my whole life. How about that? How about that? Anyways, I would much rather us fail here and then come take out sell side, because then we can maybe take a long. If we just go up, I mean, there's no way anyone is like this. Levels resting at 258. Yeah. Hopefully, we don't just rally higher. If your life depends on it and you need like a 1R trade, even then, bro, you probably can't even get it. You could get a fill right there. That's 1R. Would I ever take this? Hell no. I would never take this. But it's 1R. If your life depends on it. Not even a real contraction. You would have entered here if anything. Then it would have been like 2R if you got something like this. Not even bad, to be honest. 1.85. Not even bad at all. Anyways, best case scenario. This would be probably too much to ask for, but if we could just really start inducing some liquidity here, then we can get a good long. We've set our initial range, and we just want to see a sell side to buy side run. It might happen at like 10:30, so we'll be patient. Support and resistance dream right now, bro. Support and resistance dream. I'm looking for a run on sell side. Danny. I would like to see a run on sell side. You tell me why you didn't take shorts on London lows? The reason I'm not looking for any shorts today, forget London lows, any shorts, is because if I take a short, I'm basically telling myself that this high is the highest high, and this is the all-time high, and we're gonna go lower. Like, why would I do that? Why would I try to pick that top when we're in a bull market? You know, I don't want to be that guy. I would rather be the guy who waits for London low to get taken. It may not, and then if it doesn't, I don't get a trade. That's fine. I don't have to trade every day, but I'd rather be the guy who waits for the lows to get taken and then go long. What about big week opening gap? Yeah, that's a great objective too. I'm not going to be the guy who shorts all-time highs targeting the gap though. Like I said, I'm the guy who will wait, see if the gap gets taken. If it does, then I look for a long. If it doesn't, well, there's other ways to get in long. You're the guy who shorts all-time highs? I mean, hey man, one day it'll hit and you'll get a really nice risk reward trade. The weekly gap can get hit next week, next month. We don't know when it's going to get hit. We don't know. Think about it like this. Do you think the guys who are like just pumping buys with algorithms really care about that gap? Nobody cares about that gap. If you're in longs from like last week, do you really care about this gap right now? Hell no. They don't give a shit about freaking new week opening gap. These guys are fucking making billions of dollars, bro. They're not gonna be like, wait. Let's go take it to the gap first. Gotta get there. You know? If it does, that's great. Then we got fair value. They gave it. That's what we do. We trade smart money. We wait for fair value. That's pretty much it. If they give us fair value, we can look for a setup. We're not gonna sit here and be like, oh, the whole, like, all the institutions and all the banks and whoever the market makers are and whatever that stuff, they're all long, algorithmically pumping buys, and we're all here like, oh, but the new week opening gap, it must go there. ES already traded into it. That's another whole thing to discuss. ES is already inside new week opening gap. This long setup that's forming is inside the upper quadrant of the new week opening gap on the S&P 500. So fair value was offered, if you want to make that argument. There's a lot that shows today can be sells because of Asian low and new week gap. Those are objectives if you're bearish. You can't simply be bearish because there's a gap lower. That's not good narrative. Because I'll tell you what, if we're really bullish, this gap is staying open. That's the first thing I said on live stream today. I said this gap. I said if we're really bullish, this gap is going to stay open. Potential breakaway gap. Do not want to fight strong bullish order flow. If we are bearish, that's fine. But I'm not bearish, so I'm not going to be looking for shorts to the gap. If we're really bullish, price is not coming into that gap. It's really bullish. It's a breakaway. What did Charlie say? Why is it always the seventh inversion specifically? That was a joke. I'm sorry. Yeah, they give us fair value. That's what smart money does. There's buy side. Yeah. So I guess that's all we get. Is the original run on pre-market lows. Sloppy. Nothing we would take. That 1 hour model we talked about would have. I mean, it's not even a valid tape read in my opinion. We'll see how high this can go. It's 10 a.m. now. The body lays right over top of it. We put in a fair value gap. I mean, not yet, but we might. It's a good sign. Hear me out. We get a job at JP and rig the company. There's no general algorithm. There's big players who manipulate the market every day. They buy hundreds of thousands of contracts and push price up. Just remember, MST, when those guys buy hundreds of thousands of contracts, they have to use algorithms. In my opinion, there's not one algorithm that controls price, but there are definitely algorithms. I mean, that's without question. Everyone knows there's algorithms. In fact, it's proven. It's not it's not a hidden thing. The question is there one algorithm that controls price? I don't think that would make sense. Like, yeah, obviously the number we're seeing here, yeah, it's probably algorithmic. It's not one guy just being like 2586, oh 2586, oh 26. Like, yeah, obviously it's an algorithm. Like, it's not gonna be a human being pairing the orders like on a paper and pencil. Obviously, immediate rebalance right here. I don't know. The way I see it is you can ignore all the algorithm stuff, and what you should really focus on is how would smart money trade. If smart money's objective, or if a smart money trader's objective is to fade retail, engineer, manipulate, and run on liquidity, how would he enter? Where would he enter? Where would he not enter? And if you focus on that, I think you'll find great success. This can be another tape. This is like pretty much a breakout trade, though. I wouldn't even bother tape read that. You see the immediate rebalance there? It's nice. ES takes out all-time highs. And like I said, the main objective is 25.9. I can't really see much more than that. Someone asked me about standard deviations. Yeah, I have very thoroughly studied standard deviations. There's a couple ways you can go about it. Normally, what I like to do is the manipulation below midnight. But because we didn't get that, we're going to have to refer to 9:30. And I'd probably run a deviation on this. And I think that's as good as you're going to get. Because the question is simple. Like, if this is our low and this is our high, this is intermediate term, and this would be long term, right? How much higher above this high can we go? That's what you want to see, right? Now, if you want to use the bodies, I know ICT sometimes teaches that. That's what you want to ask yourself. Kind of sloppy here with the prices. Might have to remove that. Just put it on the left actually. So we've already went half a deviation above. Another thing you can do is deviate. No, it only really works with midnight. IRB stands for immediate rebalance. It's honestly one of the strongest PD arrays. And I'm gonna be honest, this delivery is not that bad. Like realistically, if you just waited for 950 macro, it's not something I would trust because it's Monday and I have to follow my safety protocol. But 950 macro comes, we take out the short-term low. This is your intermediate term low. We inverse first presentation. The first fair value gap in the macro delivers the buy side. Is it tradable? Probably not. But it's not bad. I mean, it's not tradable. It's not tradable, but the only setup that played out in the macro, I don't think that's a coincidence. I mean, that was our game plan, right? Immediate rebalance is price was going to form a fair value gap in here, but then it came down, touched it, and then went higher. It's strong. If you look at it on the 15-second chart or like 5-second chart, it's just going to be a fair value gap getting tapped. But on this time frame, I will share the Notion template with you guys. The problem tracker is just a table. Like you still have to do it manually, but it is a nice table. My mistake, entered on my account with 3 minis instead of micros and blew my accounts. I'm so upset. Do you trade with Alpha Ticks or Project X? Which is a sensitive area. Anything in discount here. Also, look, the new week opening gap. We talked about ES reaching midnight. Again, is this something I would have traded? No, but these are the sensitive areas I look for every day. You know, the same areas, same levels every single time. I wanted to see a long originally, but now we've taken out buy side. We could argue a tape read here, but on a no news Monday, I personally only look for A plus setups. A plus only, and there's nothing A plus in here. There's nothing A plus in here for me. Gold reached our objective too. We talked about that gold short. We talked about Euro futures as well. Let's see if that would have played out. Um, okay, it's still in progress. I don't know how long a move like that would normally take. I feel like it would take like 3 hours or something just to get to London lows. So right now, there isn't really an objective higher besides 0.5 and like I said, 25,900. We can study price delivery inside this bullish fair value gap. And the reason I'm making these annotations is for my journal. Why didn't you take the first inverse of this right here? There wasn't enough risk reward, and it's not the right time. Like I said, on a no news Monday, it needs to be A plus. My A plus criteria is very specific, very specific. It needs to be A plus. If this was another day, yeah, I probably would have taken this and just wrote it to see how far we can get, maybe 2R, 1.5R, but not today. Today is not the day to be looking for just taking the first presentation inversion. It's not enough. I want to see that fall inside of a macro. I want to see that fall, with a bullish fair value gap laying over top of it. I want to see that, after we get another sweep potentially. It needs to be A plus. Not every day needs to be A plus, but today for sure needs to be A plus. We are in a macro right now, but we already took out the highs. So like what I would have needed to see is, like I said, something like this. If we got that inside of the macro, I would view that as A plus. This is not enough. I'm gonna be honest. For me, this is not enough. Now we wait for 10:30, or we take the short here. Again, not something I would take, but 5-minute bullish fair value gap. We're trading into that right now. We had our original. Let me rebalance. Let me make this. Oh, that's so small. Strong displacement here. This could set the stage for an ICT 2022 model. Again, not something I would take, but we can definitely tape read it. We took the high. We broke back below, aggressively below this low. That's the 2022 model. So first presentation for value gap. We're working in. Sorry, we already worked inside it quite a bit. And let's label this as pre-market SSL. We've been using pre-market highs and lows, and they've been very, very accurate. I may even develop a turtle soup model. Look at that speed from the fair value gap, bro. Is this the chosen fair value gap or something? That shit immediately tapped it and just slapped the body below. Uh, so we can, again, this is not something I'm looking to trade, but we can study this because we have a market structure shift and a fair value gap. That's ICT's 2022 model. Now, I'm not bearish, which is why I'm not looking for this to deliver any some sort of way, but we can sit here and watch, see if it does. What you'd want to see is a run below that OB closing price or opening price right here. Look at the YM chart real quick. And YM also seems to be big, so we may get a run lower here. To be honest, I have no idea where this can go, which is why I'm not even interested in this short. It may just come right here. It may just take out this low. It may come all the way down here. It's possible. Short? No. Too dangerous. Too dangerous. I'm here studying for my journal. We tape read every day. Even if I don't trade, I sit here and I watch the candles and I see, you know, I find it interesting why ICD says he doesn't trade YM. Why doesn't he trade YM? Looks like the gold short. What about the Euro futures? That's not playing. Well, gold's already gone, bro. I'm gonna be honest. Gold's already gone. I think we're inside. Yeah, we're still inside that 5-minute gap. This honestly, if this were to act as an inversion, that would be really strong. But I'm gonna make this a neutral color so no one thinks that I necessarily think this means it's gonna go up or down. Because really, if this inversed, it could set the stage for 25.9, and that would be an intermediate term low. And I think that's a way better study. This bro. Let's just see how that closes. I think I like this color. I mean, it is an intermediate term low. It rebalanced the 5. Oh, it would look something like this. It's really not A plus. We'd have to get above here too. And if we break below this low, then that's when you can run your deviation like this. Because then you have the high. So if you start here, this is basically what you have. And then you can deviate that. But for now, we just watch. Did I long? No, I don't know. I mean, what type of question is that, bro? Should I long? I don't know. My model has not formed long. If this inversion happened, yeah, that is technically my model. But without a clear drawn liquidity, then my model criteria is not even met. So I want to see if this low gets taken. That's what I'm looking at. That's what I'm going to see. Right now, this fair value gap is still holding. You thought this was pre-market? Opening range gap, 25, 50, 75. Yep, you could definitely use that. You could definitely use that for sure. Opening range. Okay, we do take that low. I would mark that. I think this could potentially at least come back into first presentation. At least. I would argue trade all the way into here. We'll see though. I would view this as a bearish order block. That being the most sensitive portion of it. This is kind of messy for deviations. Let me But it looks like that will play. It's a good study. Again, it's not something I would trade, but it's a nice study for that original market structure shift we talked about. You got messy in here, but the bodies, always stayed under. Now we'll see where this can go. I personally have no idea how far down this can go. I would assume if this is really going to be bearish, like if this is going to go, I'm looking at London lows on ES. Maybe 1030 PO3, we take a protraction model short if that looks like a very clear, obvious narrative. We just got the breaker blocking here, so right, this is your bearish breaker. And not necessarily saying it's gonna hold, but yep, you can 100% deviate the entire breaker leg. Now that we got it, how many losses you took? We didn't take any trades today. Oh. Patience is insane. Oh, it's not really patience. My model really hasn't formed long, and there isn't really a clear short objection. Short objective for me. I wouldn't view this as patience. I mean, I can throw in a tape read here if you want to enter off the breaker. But like I said, I don't even really know if we can get here. So it's not something I would really want to take. I don't really want to mark that out. What are you here? Yeah, ES has those equal lows in there, so we definitely could go lower. You trade every day? I'm live every day. Doesn't mean I trade every day though. You don't have to change. Probability game? Yep, it's just probabilities. Give me that short, please. Good luck. All that SS is low resistance. All that SS. What's SS? The L side? What do you mean it's low resistance? You mean like sell side hasn't been engaged? Yeah, we haven't taken out. How can a low be low resistance? That don't make sense. We may run to it in low resistance. I think that's what you mean. Trading floor is going for that NWAG trust. It's possible, man. It's possible. We don't. That's the thing. It's really hard to say when we're gonna pick a top. Like on the 1 minute chart, we see all this. Let's clear out the charts real quick. Make it really clear. Does anything? I mean, shit, this looks not clear at all. But does anything about this really look bearish? Like, also we have the 4 hour in there actually, so now there is really pretty good intent to go lower. We'll see if we get a protraction short. It'd have to be 10:30. Like it would have to be 10:30. So we'll see if we can mess around in here until 10:30. Then maybe I can find my model. Um, but as of now, no, there really isn't. There's not much I can do besides watch price. So you can see these up close candles. They are respecting price. Um, but it's not that clean. If we remove the wicks here, it definitely looks like a sell model, right? We accumulated, we went up, retrace, went up, retrace, second stage redistribution. We accumulate some shorts, not long. We break lower, retrace one. This is number two, and then you see quick move lower, targeting the low. That's your market maker buy and sell model. Using this one. This high sits at 10:04. So I would like to label this as really. I mean, I would view this as your low risk sell, if anything. Although I know ITT sometimes labels the turtle soup as low risk sell. So I expect some accumulation in here, retrace to the OB, and then a sell off. Mm-hmm. 10:30 might reaccumulate to the 5-minute FEG. I'm okay with that. What website do you use to code these statistics? It's not a website. I use Miniconda, like it's the software to code. So this is what we're working with right now. How did we deviate this again? Oh yeah, low to body. So the highest body, the low extreme, and then the highest body. We do get above that high. Relevant is it? Probably not relevant at all. 0.25 is probably more relevant. So it's your first stage, and then I would want to see. There isn't really a clean second stage opportunity here. If you're looking at the PD array matrix, that's probably it right there. So we'll just have to watch this. Would you argue that soup low is protected? This? It was protected in the narrative that we're gonna take all-time highs. Is it protected now? If I had to make an assumption, I would assume this is more likely to go down, just because of what we've done here. I mean, if we were bullish, we wouldn't have formed a breaker, right? That's the way I see it. And I think we'll just, for the context of this, we need to mark out first presentation. And the buy and sell model looks way clearer on ES because ES has the equal lows here. What's your bias? Right now, I think it's going to go lower, but on the higher time frame, I'm bullish. 1016 short study. Fair value gap. There's your speed. Now, I would expect this to just speed up lower if this is a true sell model. It would look like this. Clean. Yeah, the setup looks clean. Um, I'd have to wait till 10:30, like I said. Not a sell model, bro. It is most definitely a sell model. Whether we take the low or not, that's not something I can say. But you know, it was Monday. If you're itching to trade, go back to the books. Well, I just can't wait to trade. Oh, bro, please long. 10:30 minimum. ITT, you saw that too? That's funny. Gaddy's hella discipline. I've lost a lot, so I know what I need to wait for to take the best probability trade. What specific mic you have? I have a Blue Yeti, but I don't think it's that good, so I wouldn't take my mic. But I was at 10:30. The new 1 hour RTH candle opens, and we could see a potential range expansion at that time. The clock changed for you? Yes, the clock changed. Did it change for me? When does New York clock changes? When does New York daylight? How do you spell it? Daylight DL. November 2nd. It's coming up soon. Wait, so I get 1 more hour of sleep, or we get 1 more hour of sleep? One less? Wait, one plus? Wait, guys. I need someone to know. I need someone who actually knows. Don't get me excited, bro. Buy a Shure mic? I'll look into it, bro. Thank you. I would do this. I would keep this up. Where did we go to, man? First presentation, I guess. We waited for 10:30 just for this shit to happen, bro. Interesting, interesting. So we were originally looking at this incorrectly. I mean, it's more just a return. I think this is a long worst tape reading. 0.7. Again, it's not A plus. That's why I'm not taking it. But 25.9 is your DOL. Yep, that's where I think it can go too if it's gonna go higher. If we get a protraction model, now that's something I wouldn't mind. We would have to do something like this. Now that's something I like for me in my model. That's something I can rock with. So if we get that protraction model, um, we can look for that. I need an OB in here basically. I need a down close candle that I would anticipate to be respected as we deliver to 25.9. Now, I don't really trade the market maker models. It's just something you gotta understand what's happening, and that's why I would look at that. If the line doesn't look, I won't get stopped. Okay, the best thing that can happen is we take out this low. Get the OB. Get in on a buy stop. I'm gonna be honest, but for 1.69R, it ain't that good. Why not enter from CE if FEG? If price trades down to the CE, that's weak. That's weak. Also, it's not my model. I personally don't buy or sell into fair value gaps unless a protraction model already formed, and then I can just reuse the fair value gap. This would be worth me pushing the button, at least on paper. Thing is, as soon as I push the button, everyone's gonna copy. I do see that Ryu as FEG. Yeah, we can watch this. And we just took the highs there. This is not A plus. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. It's not A plus. I want to put on a trade for you guys, but I don't want to take a shit trade. This is not A plus. It's worth studying because this is my model. This is the first. Okay, it's not the first model that formed, but it's the first one that you could argue is kind of A plus, like in the way it formed. But the only objective is a number that's never been reached, and we just took up the highs. But we'll see. It's a good study. This would be our first protraction model that really forms, nice and clean. Um, you don't have to change the thing, the world can change. If I had an eval, I would take this. I don't have any evals. We're just straight funded right now. Obviously, not trading the live account today. So what you'd want to see is basically just support and resistance. Now that I think about it, but you would want to see this old rejection block. You want to see that get respected, right? Now, that old rejection block, make it even more simple. We have a fair value gap right here. The three stages of a fair value gap. One, if it stays open, that's the most bullish. Two, if it trades only to the upper portion, that's the second most bullish. Three, if it doesn't close below consequent encroachment, and then four, obviously if it doesn't inverse, which in that case it's probably not even bullish at all, let alone anything else. So see that resweep? I like that. After stop me in 275 transfer. Nice. Looks like a short two. We're forming a bearish SMT. We are. That is true. I won't deny that. I won't deny that. Again, it's like an imaginary number here, 25.9. Like, you can get mad if it doesn't reach 25.9. It's not like there's a liquidity pool up there. It's not like it's an old session or daily high. It's just 25.900. You're just hoping that today's the day that Nasdaq books, the new whole number. See how much better it is when you waited for 10:30 though, compared to like all this, because you're gonna have a big move overnight. It makes sense that especially the first 30 minutes, but that can carry over. You see as soon as 10:30 comes, we start getting like it's a brand new candle expansion. 10:30 might be like one of the most underrated things that I use. I would say. I don't know. If anyone took this trade, I would probably just break even here. And I say that because, again, this is an imaginary number. And you're obviously not going to partial here. All you can do is hope that this stays open. Which, if it's bullish, it should. Like, again, you're working with such a small range. So you have to be lenient. That's an immediate rebalance. So we can study that. So just like over here, where you see it opens, comes down, touches, immediate rebalance. Um, call that soup. I think that's better. Yeah, that's a nicer annotation. You would want to see speed, and if it's going to overlap like it is now, probably going to come back into the OB. Just a repricing. If it's really bullish, you get this wick and that's it. Because this wick is now a discount array. You can see the IRB overlaps with the 0.25 right there perfectly. Or no, it doesn't actually. I'm mistaken. Anyways, we'll watch this. Let's make an annotation on the low here at 935. And then we get a pretty nice retracement. We're going to be doing it like this every day now, guys, by the way. So you see the bodies laying right over top that immediate rebalance. That's a good sign. What you would want to see is price trade above the body here now. With a body. Like lay a body over top of that. Got to peep the same trade on ES? Yep, ES is still potentially going. Basically, you don't want to see a swing high here for him. ES has a fair value gap right here. Right, we're potentially playing in that body. Now, I wouldn't really view this as an order block, but you would potentially expect it to be respected if we're in a buy program. Meaning, if this is going to keep going higher, obviously you want to see these down close candles respect price. Okay, for the giveaway, do we need to be on the stream? No, you don't have to be on stream. Nope. See that immediate rebalance? We outlined that. Very nice delivery. The body's laid right over top of it. We'll see if we get the next leg. Again, 25.9 is a random number. It's not a random number, but like it's a best case scenario. You can't really aim for 25.9. It's a hopes and dreams, you know? Maybe you're a 1R trader, in which case you just look for 1R. Or I guess that would have maybe hit already. Maybe not. I'm not gonna lie, bro, there's a lot of entries. I'm gonna try to get more accounts. I'm gonna try to get more accounts into the giveaway. No, we're not in this trade. I'm tapered. Someone is though. I removed my TP. That's one way to maximize profits, I guess. I moved my TP and my SL. You're down $3. You could probably get away with. I mean, just leave it, bro. I was gonna say like make it back, but why am I even telling you that? Yep, daylight savings next time, next week. All you have to do is keep your time on New York time, and you'll be fine. I know. I was about to give you really bad advice. Do you know how many times I've lost an account because I was down like $20 and just wanted to end green? Probably like 4 times. I guess that doesn't sound like that much, but the amount of times I've lost an account just because I was like a little bit red. Like there was literally a time I think, like I'm not even joking. I literally, I mistakenly entered a trade. Like I wasn't even trying to trade, but I clicked like a button, like a hotkey or something, and then it put me in. And I lost like $5, $10. I ended up trading to try to make it back, and I just ended down 200 on the day. It's actually crazy the things you do, bro. It's actually funny the things I used to do. Like, how can you justify that, man? How can you justify that? When you're not trading, you're like, "Yep, accept the loss, blah blah blah," and then you trade, you're down $20. Like, I gotta make this shit back. How can you justify that, man? You want to be one of the greats or not? You want to be one of the greats or not? The LA will change nothing. All you have to do is keep your chart to New York local time and make sure you show up for New York local time. Matter of fact, I removed my stop loss, removed my TP. Matter of fact, I added into my position. How long have you been trading for? It's been almost 2 years for me trading live markets. Now, I started my trading journey over 2 years ago. Like 24 months now, I think. We started, no, a little bit less if you want to include my day trading stock journey. The best trade you could probably look for is a 1050 macro short. If it forms, if it forms around 1050, maybe going into lunch, that might be your best setup of the day. Tell us more about the stock market. Um, I just made an amazing call, and you guys missed it because you're not in the free Telegram. Just joking. It's not a signal service, and you shouldn't join expecting to make money. But some of these stocks are booming. Stocks are booming. 25.9 is the last thing I want to study. 25,900 home number. That's like, again, that's like the most you could ask for. Want to explain order blocks? Okay. Order blocks are down close candles that you would anticipate price to respect. Okay, that's the generic sum of an order block. Okay, so for example, these down close candles, if we're expecting them to be respected, that's a bullish order block. Now, your job is to identify what makes it a candidate for down close candles that should be respected. Okay, that's what you have to identify. So let's talk about. Let's get real simple in here. Let me just find something high probability. Okay, let's outline this one. So why would this one be respected? If I told you, like the thing that people don't realize about the order block is the order block only forms in a specific smart money narrative. Like you'll realize ICT never says, "Oh, down close candles, that's the order block because of whatever." He'll always say, because we took out sell side and we have the target here that the market's drawing towards, and it's already 10:30 and we delivered, and from the immediate rebalance we put in these two like there's a narrative that builds behind the order block. Okay, so I'm assuming it's a part of that because whenever ICT teaches the order block, that's how he teaches it. How do you do in the Telegram group? You just have to click the link in the Discord. It's free. So for example, now we'll see if this one holds or not. Again, the reason I'm trying to find a good example is because this narrative is weak. This isn't even a real objective, you know. So maybe we'll be able to frame something here on the downside. Let me do the IRB like this. I'm just gonna remove the IRB in general. Let me see if I can frame one to the downside. And if I was in this trade, I would be break even. Let me try to frame something to the downside because 1050 macro might deliver lower, and then I'll explain the order block really well. Let's put the macro up in here. I would watch the sensitivity on this level. Whoops. Enter long from the 5-minute OB. Yeah, you could. Aiming for 25.9, I guess. Why are you on the 30-second? This is the 1 minute. Use 950 candle. Yeah, that would be an order block because of the fair value gap. But I want to print one here in live time, so I'm going to wait for one to form. I think that'll be the best way to explain it. Okay, here could be a good example. So let's frame the narrative that we took out this high. We've been in a deep premium all day. And there's an SMT here. And specifically, it's 1050 macro, which means there is a chance we're likely to move lower and take out an opposing liquidity pool. Let's, for the purpose of this demonstration, let's just say it's at this low right here. Okay, I'm not saying we're bearish. I'm not saying full reverse. I'm not even saying this is going to happen. I'm just saying that this is a possible story, meaning the SMT, deep premium, 0.5 of the opening range, right? Look at the sensitivity on these levels. That's 1, that's 2, okay? We're building a narrative. So why could I view this as a bearish order block? Because if the market's going to draw here, this candle should not be invalidated. Specifically because 1, well, we got the change in the state of delivery. We traded up into the change in the state of delivery and then overlapped. So if price trades into this level, now hopefully it does just for demonstration purposes, you would expect sensitivity right here if your narrative is correct. Okay? So if you want to enter off them or help them to navigate, like for example, say you're in a short and you're like, well, if we trade here, I'm going to close, right? That's the kind of things you want to outline. It's all about narrative. A really good example would be this down close candle. Because this down close candle, we came down, we souped this low, traded back into pre-market sell side low. We didn't take out this one. This is our long-term low. And on top of that, we have a fair value gap right here overlapping. It's a really strong order block in here. Anyway, so let's study this one for now. Now, in reality, what do I think is going to happen? Yeah, we probably do see a move lower. How much lower is really hard to say. This is the only low here. That's why I'm pointing out this one. Um, and this is all under the premise that we're bearish. Which Alpha Futures account does not burn the account after pay? All of them, bro. You can use any of them. I would recommend standard, but you can use the zero as well. Isn't it zero advanced? No, I use standard personally. So now this candle, right? Whoever was asking about the OBs, this candle trades up into the OB and the previous change in the state. I would also view this one as an order block. Okay. If we're bearish, this candle, the next candle, if we're bearish, should not do this. So again, how useful is that? Like obviously, if we're bearish, we shouldn't be going up. But you need a specific technical way to actually read price, and that's what this is. Like you can't just say, "Oh, if we go up, we're not bearish." Okay, but go up where? Invalidate what level? You need specific criteria to know, like, what does it mean? Like, okay, we're not likely to go lower. What actually needs to happen specifically, right? So for me, specifically, if we go above that OB, at that point in time, I'm like, yeah, probably not bearish, right? That's the idea. You can do it with all accounts, yes. Is this NQ? Yes. I'm not going to mark that as minor sell side. But what you would do here is mark the range. IFUG on ES. Oh, that one? Yeah, that one's nice too. See, now we're overlaying a BPR in here. If you want to view it as that. Oh, that one right there, 1050. It's nice delivery. So see here, now you would anticipate price, if it's bearish, to find sensitivity here. If we don't, well, that's a good way to classify that, well, means it's probably not going to go lower. Or if it does, it's going to be real sloppy in here. There's also an SMT here. So do what you will with that information. This is the big imbalance. We could come back to fill some of that. This low is nice because of the imbalance below it. So does NQ or gold do more fake outs? What time frame do you trade? If you struggle but you keep getting faked out and you just can't seem to figure it out, what I would do for you is just recommend upping a time frame, or just use like breaker blocks. Like don't be entering off of like I don't know something that can potentially fail more often. If you're bullish and you get a breaker off of sell side sweep, it's probably not going to fail unless your bias is wrong. You're not going to get faked out on a breaker. It's pretty rare that you're going to get faked out on a breaker. But you can see the sensitivity there. If you notice, there's also a bearish fair value gap right here. So very nice study. And we'll see. Again, is this tradable? No, it's not tradable at all. Because realistically, even if you entered, say you entered off of this OB and your stop's at the OB high, which is something I would never do. That's 1.9. Yeah, I guess that's not that bad. It's just scalp. Like you could have messed around with that scalp. This is not stocks. This is Nasdaq futures. So the SMT here looks like it's gonna hold. I'm gonna have to label it like this because, and I say that because of the speed. So we just may be actually able to take a long here potentially. It's looking like a potential, or at the very least, another tape read. If we close back above here, we could study another potential run to 25.9. This one would actually be like 2R. We'll tape read this. Obviously, this could just be a retracement to go lower. I'm gonna be honest, guys. Like straight up, there's not really anything A plus in here, but we'll watch this deliver. $10.50 macro protraction model, like I said, is literally one of my highest hit rate models. Tape read this. Say you got it on the retest. Again, and that's something I'm willing to take personally, but for sure could play out. Actually, there's a 5-minute bearish fair value gap in there, so that is kind of a red flag. Probably a failed tape read. Hard to say. It's really hard to say where this is gonna go. Just spend some more time on the website to get more or less used to it. SMT higher, SMT lower, man. I would favor the long. Me personally, I would favor the long, but I have no idea. Explain entry. I didn't take any entries. You see this as high of day? Possible. It's definitely possible, but I wouldn't be the guy trying to pick the top in a bull market. I'm not saying you. I'm just saying me personally. Just prepping my journal here. You offered after the macro? Yeah. Can you review my trade on DD? I don't know what DD is, but sure, send me your trade. Please tell me there was US durable and good news today. Not really much good news, I would say. I think this short tape read makes a lot more sense, but it's tough. This is tough. And I say that because of the 5-minute bearish fair value gap in here. That's finding really good sensitivity. Why isn't it? Oh, I don't have magnet tool. So this is. Now we could potentially see a run. It's hard to say if this takes sell side. But this is probably the best tape read of the whole day, I would say. Again, not something I'm willing to push the button on. Today's like probably gonna be a no trade day unless I find something in the PM. But I like this, you know, just navigating today's price action. And this one is good. This looks pretty clean. In just this model alone, I would target these low. I wouldn't even target all the way down here. I would just target this personally. So you can see the retrace to this OB. And you know what? We'll mark it out like that, in fact. And then now this. It's too choppy. Yeah, it's too. You also don't know how low this is gonna go. Like do we really need to take this low? I think the market really cares about these lows. Like, it's not nothing significant in this price action. You know, study this bearish for value up. I hope it delivers. Not because I'm in the trade. I'm not in the trade, but it'll be a good. Like, I want to put something. I want to put something in my journal and be like, yeah, this is what I saw today, rather than just today be a whole bunch of consolidation and it's like, you know what I mean? Like, rather than just be consolidation the entire day and it's like, well, what are we doing today? And if this inverses, well, then this is my model long, and then this just becomes a whole bunch of like impossibleness. There a 15-minute fair value gap in there? No, just the 5-minute. This. I'm gonna stop tape reading, and I'm just gonna start making annotations because every time you know what, I like this soup idea. Every time I place the tape read, it doesn't go well. Let's just make annotations. 25.9 is back into scopes. There's an SMT here. Doesn't mean it's gonna hold. Doesn't mean I'm bullish. Doesn't mean I think it's gonna go up. I'm just making annotations. I think I've already probably called my trading session here because there's, in my opinion, nothing high probability. We get an inversion fair value gap and we inverse the volume imbalance. Price trading back. This would be a balanced price range. In fact, let me not make this orange. I'll leave it orange for now. This actually looks pretty good, I'll be honest. Let's bring that in there. Let's put 950 in here. This is going to be a pretty clean journal. Today's price action was not that bad. As long as you did not try to pick the top, you probably would have been fine. Could you have been faked? Yeah, you may have been faked out a couple times, but I don't mind this price action. If you were patient and you waited for the macros and you waited for 1030, you would have had good success today. You would have had good success today. This is a full breaker block now. I would expect this speed. This looks like a 5-minute second stage delivery. But again, what are we? There's no consolidation in there. I really like this going higher here. I really like this. Then again, how much higher? YM is bearish. Dollar is really sideways. If I reset my top set 50K, I have to pay activation fee. Your funded account? You can't reset a funded account. This is such a good study. All right. Let's start the study. I made $2 out of the 3 back? Bro. How? What did you TP at, bro? Um, so we'll put this here. Again, just a study. This would be your first protraction model long. I'm not going to label that, but Leave it like this. I really hope this delivers 25.9, so then it just completes the journal. But regardless, I guess it's not bad. Opening range discount plus first presented, whatever. Um, and then you get a really nice. I would argue this is the best setup of the day. It is a protraction model long M5 BISI plus M1 IPG. Um, Macro. It's a good study. It's a very, very good study. Now you ask yourself, how much above this high can we go? Five. How much higher above this high can we go? 0.25. I probably use this one. Also an S&T here. One fib setting. You mean these projection levels? Looks like this. Me personally, I don't trade minis. No. You think shorts will be viable at all today? I don't think. No. Will it be viable? What do you mean by viable? Like, is there a chance we run lower? There is a chance that we run all the way down to new week opening gap, but it's not something I would look to capture personally. Like, if the market starts breaking down, that's great. I would love to see that, but it's not something I would trade. The FOMC and the rate cut, we probably bullish until Wednesday. Well, yeah, it's probably going to be a rate cut, which is still technically bullish. Doesn't mean the market will go higher, but on days like this, yeah, for me, when I trade safety protocol, in fact, I don't look for anything more than 2R. 2R is my max. It's always going to be 1 to 2. I like how you journal learning. Yeah, appreciate you, bro. I'll be doing this every day. So if you guys want to come and see the annotations, I've also been live every day for like 2 years now, or like a year and a half. I want to see who's taking any trades now. The reason it's sloppy is because we have to engineer liquidity. Otherwise, there's nothing to sell to when price runs higher. Possible retracement to the 1 minute fair value gap, then back up. Yes, very possible. But like I said, yeah, there's nothing to run higher to unless we engineer liquidity. So everyone starts selling to engineer liquidity. That's funny as fuck. Um, we'll stay here for a couple more minutes. See if we want to make a higher high than this. If we get below here, I'd probably just terminate my session and call it. The reason I want to stay up here is because I want to see if we get to 25.9 or not. I was trading today, but no model formed. So there is a short-term low here that we just took. I think I want to change this to soup instead of sell stops. So we'll see. I just want to sit here and see if it delivers 25.9. No trade day for me. Yeah, I got you, Seb. Let's look at it now. What you want to journal is the things that you see, because that's what you trade at the end of the day. Why is it doing this shit, man? Fucking OBS always does some weird shit. All right. He said, look at my journal. Pre-market 8:30 to 9:30. Sure. Buy side to sell side. You use that wick again. First presentation. You like that, Sibby? You like that inversion? Yeah, I think that's pretty good. It just depends. Like, I'll show you why I labeled what I labeled. Okay, the reason I labeled what I labeled because this is my reversal model long, so I want to label that it formed from sell side pre-market. I'm also keeping these deviations up because those are projections for me for the whole session. Okay, I'm marking up the times of these lows because that's where I frame my intraday power of threes. Meaning 10 a.m. opened here, came down, take that low, first presentation, and then reversed. Same thing here at 10:30 or 10:59. Oh, give me 25.9, bro. Give me 25.9 and make my day. Give me a spiked 25.9. I'd actually be happy. I'm not even joking. More satisfying than taking a winning trade. Well, unless I took a trade and did this, that would be pretty sick. You could actually argue this is A plus. The thing is, if I took this trade the way I'm like technically supposed to, it's best case scenario 1.35. With TP here, it's not even 1. Now, if you want to squeeze it, and you said you got a really good fill here on the volume imbalance, and your stop was here, and then you're aiming, for here. Okay, you can squeeze out too. But like textbook, my stop's at the low, my entry's over here. We're getting not even 1R. How to get that? My chart doesn't look like that. Your chart doesn't look like what? Like mine? My OB line. I don't have any OB line. Which OB line? This is the NASDAQ mini chart. Just deliver it. Just deliver 2025. 9. This is beautiful price action. I'm gonna be honest. This is beautiful as shit. To me, this is beautiful. All you have to do is wait for the macros, wait for 10:30, and like the longs. And specifically, this setup right here, in my opinion, is really nice. So I'd even argue this is a mistrade, but like again, the risk reward was really not there. Like, do I really want to push the button when the drawn liquidity is an imaginary number and it's Monday with no news, probably not. But I don't really think it's a mistrade. But in hindsight, this is a really nice setup. This is A plus plus. Like 5 minute fair value gap, discount of the range, the buy side's engineered, 25-9 whole number. You got a very clean inversion with an SMT and the 5 minute bullish fair value gap inside the macro, and 11 a.m. is coming out. It's perfect. It's like a perfect trade. The only thing that sucks about this is that it's no news Monday, and the only drawn liquidity is the most recent high. And if you just keep taking these protraction models long, eventually you're going to lose, you know? Because eventually it will just fall lower. Also, ES was really weak. So I just want to see if we get there. Hopefully we just get there so I can end the session. The line at 25870. I need you to give me what candle. Oh, here? This one? Which strength to fund it is best? I don't know. What are the options? No, I didn't take any trade today. 1056. It would be right here. That would be your OB. I wouldn't long now. Unless you think you have a level like I don't know what line I put at. I don't think the line I put was OB. I think the line that I put was an immediate rebalance. You mean this? This soup line? Oh, this. This is a volume imbalance. So I was marking this originally because when we inverse this fair value gap, we got above here. I wanted to see if we were going to be really bullish, we would respect this too. That's what you're talking about? This is a volume imbalance. So I was marking the separation between these two candles. And then you can see that used here and here. No, okay, no, you're good. Yeah, the OB would be here and then here. So this is your OB. Price comes down, trades into the OB, puts in a bullish fair value gap here as well. So if you're expecting higher, that's what you would look for. Oh, got you, got you. The origin of the background of a person in terms of family or nationality. This guy said you have Arab descent. Yeah, I do. Our 1 minute SMT is good to take just like this one. This one short or this one long. This SMT isn't what makes us a good trade. What makes us a good trade is we're in discount. We retraced before the macro. We have the engineered high here. We get a really strong displacement from the 5 minute. And to confirm this low likely not being taken before the buy side, we have an SMT divergence. Showing that NASDAQ. Well, in fact, NASDAQ should be weaker in this case, but this is why I always trade the NASDAQ. ES is shit sometimes. Like, see how NQ makes the lower low? Yet NQ is the one that moves? Yeah, it's because NQ is more volatile. You know? Alright, looks like we're going to have to call it there because it doesn't look like it's going to reach. So, the way I would journal this, we go full screen, make all the annotations. So that's it for me today. I probably will not trade PM session because I have no idea what's going to happen. I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. And I realize the buy side is up here. Org is a breakaway. NWAG is a breakaway. We still have not traded into opening range gap besides here. You can see the bodies respecting that. Wait a minute. What the hell is a zero line? This should be over here. Yeah. Okay. Um. In fact, we can just remove that now. We'll mark that out tomorrow. But this is what I wanted to label for today. In my opinion, this price action is pretty good. Oh, are we gonna get the push? The final soup? And the bullish for value. If we can get the push to 25.9, that would be so nice. Please, man, just let me get the perfect journal. M3 suspension blocks, nice study. Yeah, I'm sure it's there. A lot of people became millionaires yesterday through the message me. No trades for me today. I don't print them, but I have them in a. I have all my study notes in my USB. Um, which I have to find. This one. Wait, no, it's not that one. Is it this one? I don't know. It might be this one. This is no, it's not this one. I have another one somewhere. I don't know where. So I don't print them out. Anyways, I would screenshot this and call it a session because that inversion fair value got failed. So I'll mark that out. Um, now you remove this. I like to manually take the pictures. I gotta move this. This line must be extended. Gotta look like a ray. All right, there you go. All right. Screenshot this. It'll probably deliver 25.9, but um, AM study Monday. Yeah. So I would just sit here and study, see if it gets to 25.9. I think it will, but who knows? Good morning. Did you have your chart journals maybe in your phone or computer? Do you have the chart journals on your phone? Some of them I still have my phone. I gotta import them to my USB. I'm scared I lose. I'm just scared I might lose them. You know. That's why I put them in a USB. Roll a blunt for us. Getting into what? Yep, Discord's free. I don't charge for anything. I just stream and take the hate when I lose and take the wins when I win. You have the chart journals maybe. One more question for you. What have you found your study on reversal timing? Great question. The first 30 minutes typically puts in the low or high. If you're bullish, ideally, not every time, but ideally, your low of session forms in the first 30 minutes. So I'll sit here and answer a couple of questions and then we'll call it. Look at 948 bearish displacement after 25836 short 1 and 3 RR to pass final. What you think about the trade? 948. If you took the turtle soup, yeah. Do I think you kind of got lucky? I mean, at least you entered after a high was taken. It's not a bad scalp. No, it's not. It's not a bad scalp. If that's how you trade, it's not a bad scalp. You don't have to change a thing. Looks like we'll get it here. I might just retake the picture. No trade day for me, but a good study. Is there a giveaway, Gatie? I bought Alpha Core yesterday. Yes, there is a giveaway. I am giving away. Listen, guys. Listen. You guys need to lock in because I know October 31st is gonna come, and you guys are gonna say, "Wait, but I used your code, bro." I am rolling this shit as soon as the stream starts. I am giving away 2 iPads and 2 accounts. So 4 winners, 2 accounts and 2 iPads. iPad Airs, new, brand new. Now this is a code giveaway, meaning if you use my code for Alpha Futures, you have to message me on Discord. Don't message me on the comment section. Message me on Discord. That way I can message you if you win. Can we please get to 25.9? It's going to 26. 26 would be the logical next objective, yes. I don't know if we're going to get there today because I think we're out of fuel. I really want to just see 25.9 here so I can finish my journal. Please, bro, just respect the fair value gap here. Could also argue along here. Not something I would take. Is this 1R? This 1R, not bad, bro. Not bad. 1R trade. Successful tape read to end the stream. Or I get the funds for the iPad from people who use my code. Oh, just book the number for me, bro. Don't edge. Just book the number. Book it. Book it. It. This would be an example of a fair value gap entry. It's not my protraction model, but this is. So I can buy this fair value gap with my stop at the previous protraction. For anyone who actually studies my model and knows how I, or wants to know exactly how I trade, this is the only time I would buy in a fair value gap. If inside that fair value gap, a couple minutes to the left, there is a protraction model. That way it's not a rule break, it's just a deferred entry. To most people, that probably went over their head because they don't know my models, but there's a few people in here that do. So that's when I personally use a fair value gap as an entry. That's a nice one, yeah. No, it is really nice. You buy the fair value gap after the protraction, but you don't put your stop at the protraction that's forming because it's still forming. You can use your stop here. And then you can immediately drag your stop here in the next protraction. It's actually beautiful. It's a beautiful way to enter because you get such good risk management out of it. All right, there it is, 25.9 booked. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to retake the picture. They thought they could get me, bro. They thought they could get me. But I stayed. Stayed. So again, even if you were in this trade, by the way, you technically, like, there's no model, no model, no model. We take the low, wait for the OB, boom. That's your model. So now we just get the perfect journal. Perfect journal. I love it when it works out like this. Because now I can book the time. Now this could definitely keep going. I love that it's right before 11:29 as well. Actually, I don't really. I mean, I'll leave that there. How beautiful is that, man? Like, isn't this just like this is like artwork? You can actually kind of understand what's going on. Whether it's actually what's happening doesn't matter. The resources of my model. If you want to trade like me, it's all on YouTube. Although you're gonna have to do some backtesting because you may not understand. You can see I labeled my two models I formed here. In fact, I should probably go back and label. I won't even label that. Beautiful. Well, I appreciate you guys coming through. I will see you guys live tomorrow. In hindsight, I'm probably gonna journal that I missed this setup because this is a really nice trade. Um, would I have been break evened? Maybe, right? Maybe I would have been stopped here by this, but doesn't matter what happens, right? It's still a trade that I probably. It's not an easy one, but I will probably journal it as a missed trade. So this is a missed trade in my opinion. I probably would. I'm not even saying I would have made profits. I probably would have been break even, but that doesn't matter. Also, did we hit 0.75? I think I stay because the sensitivity on these deviations have been like kind of insane recently. Okay, cool. Anyways, I appreciate you guys coming through. I'm gonna be clearing my chart just like that. Wait, hold on. Let me make sure it actually saved. But I appreciate you guys coming through. I will see you guys live again tomorrow. Yep, that last trade was a good eval trade. It's not something I would take on a funded. Um, it's just not my style. Now, where did those images save? Let me make a new folder here. Now I have all these in my Discord. I'm gonna have to go back and download them all. But how do I get these pictures? No, I don't want this one. This shit didn't book the whole number. I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. Anyways, I appreciate you guys coming through. Legacy and Rapid. Legacy has no consistency rule. Rapid does, but Legacy payouts are harder. So basically, Rapid, smaller payouts that are easier. Legacy, harder payouts that are bigger. You choose your option. Market open at 9:30, same time every day. How much you need for a winning day trade on Alpha? If you use the zero account, it's $200. But if you use a standard, then there's no minimum winning day. Why don't you use Control Shift? I like to do a manual screenshot personally. Appreciate you, Arrest. 9:30 or 10:30. It's always 9:30, New York time. Okay, always refer to New York time. Anyways, appreciate you guys. I'll see you guys live tomorrow, exact same time. Till next time. Peace. I have a video on TikTok about funded next rules. If you wanna, I have a video on that, Josiah. I will just watch it. It's really easy and quick.